They forced him to the ground. Iron hooks were driven into his flesh. With practiced cruelty, the executioners began pulling his intestines, slowly, deliberately, while the crowd gasped. This was no swift death. This was a warning, painted in living agony. Saint Erasmus of Formiae was no ordinary man. A Christian bishop, known for his defiance, he stood against the might of imperial Rome at a time when faith meant death. His end would become legend, so brutal, so unthinkable, that his name would echo through centuries of whispered prayers. Rome in the year 303 AD was a furnace of suspicion. The Emperor Diocletian sought to crush the Christian movement. Edicts forbade worship. Temples were desecrated, and those who refused sacrifice to the old gods were branded traitors. To resist was to invite terror. Erasmus resisted. He preached openly, refusing to bow, refusing to burn incense before idols. For a while, he escaped. Accounts vary, but some claimed miracles shielded him, that chains fell away, that flames could not touch him. But Rome was relentless. Sooner or later, all rebels were caught. When at last he was seized, the sentence was clear. He was to die, not quickly, but spectacularly. His trial was less a judgment than a performance. The charge was defiance of the emperor's gods. The punishment would be written on his body. Yet no one imagined how far it would go. At first, they beat him. Clubs hammered bone, whips tore skin. Still he endured. They burned him with pitch, scorched him with iron. Accounts vary. Some say his body remained unharmed, others that wounds closed before their eyes. Such resilience enraged his captors. They demanded a death that could not be denied. So they devised horror. In the square, they bound him tight. The air filled with the smell of oil and smoke. Hooks glinted in torchlight. The executioners knew their task. To make the saint an example, they would rip him apart in the most grotesque display Rome had ever staged. One by one, they drove the hooks deep. The sound was sickening, metal piercing living muscle, scraping against bone. Then came the first pull. The chains strained, the flesh resisted, and then gave way. Slowly, painfully, the first gleaming length of intestines slid free, steaming in the chill night. Gasps rippled through the square. Soldiers jeered to hide their unease. "Look how his gods protect him now," one spat, though his voice wavered. A woman shrieked and fainted. Others covered their mouths, eyes wide in horror. Still, Erasmus did not scream. His silence unsettled even his tormentors. The executioners continued, their hands slick, their motions deliberate. They tugged, stopped, tugged again, forcing the organs to unspool like rope from a sailor's coil. The coils stretched longer, glistening pale against the torchlight. The ground beneath him grew wet with blood and bile. The crowd shifted between fascination and revulsion. Some whispered that no mortal could endure such torment and live. Others muttered curses, demanding an end. The soldiers argued among themselves. "He should be dead already," one hissed. "Then pull harder," another barked. The overseer ordered them on. The second stage began. They redoubled their efforts, winding the entrails around a wooden winch, each turn pulling more from the hollowed cavity. The sound was grotesque, wet tearing, like cloth ripping but thicker, heavier. His abdomen gaped wider, the edges trembling with each convulsion. Accounts vary. Some claimed Erasmus prayed aloud, voice steady, while others swore his lips barely moved, whispering to a god unseen. Whatever the truth, the sight was unbearable. His intestines stretched across the stones, glimmering under torchlight, trailing in loops as long as a man's arm. One executioner faltered, hands shaking as he wound the winch. The overseer snarled and forced him on. The coils piled at their feet, twisting and steaming. Children cried. Soldiers cursed their orders. And yet, still Erasmus breathed. His chest rose faintly. His eyes fixed upward, as though beyond Rome itself. Time seemed endless. The tormentors strained, sweating under their own cruelty. The saint's body shuddered with every pull, yet clung to life. Blood ran in rivulets, pooling dark in the cracks of the stone square. His resilience twisted the punishment into something greater, a spectacle Rome could not control. Finally, when the winch could pull no more, when entrails stretched in a grotesque web across the square, Erasmus collapsed. His frame, emptied of all but will, crumpled into silence. The executioners declared victory, but the people saw something else. A man whose faith endured beyond the body. His death did not terrify Christians as Rome intended. It strengthened them. His story spread, retold in hushed tones, painted in sacred texts. He became Saint Arasmus, known as Saint Elmo, protector of sailors. His torment etched into memory as proof that faith could outlast flesh. But what truly endures? The cruelty of Rome, or the courage of Erasmus? They pulled his body apart, yet his defiance survived. His death remains a monument to both human brutality and human resilience. Faced with such horror, one must ask, would you have stood as he did? Thank you for watching. How does this story strike you? Terror, awe, or disbelief? Share your thoughts below. And if you think this tale was harrowing, the next one will chill you even more. Subscribe and like as the vault opens again to reveal another brutal page of history. Drowned in a vat of wine. The bizarre death of George Plantagenet, Duke of Clarence, London, 1478.